Hello, people. We are back. A2TP podcast, episode 229, and we are back in the building for another episode of Us. It is your boy, International Walt.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-host is with the most.
It's the girl that's the host with the mostest. Energy up.
I was serious. I was on my journalistic vibe.
We are back in the building for another episode of Us. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music Podcast, Index Podchaser, Google Podcast Player FM. When you updating shit? Let the people know, because it's been a while.
It's been a while. You know what? I'll have some time on this Sunday. I'll dedicate some time. I'll dedicate my time to you.
Dedicate some time.
Yeah.
On tape, recorded. If it ain't, she bullshit. Let's get right to it. How are you? How you bees?
One thing I want to say, we in here, end of May, damn near June.
Fuck, we are in June soon. Damn.
This weekend, Sunday is June.
That's 6.
Yeah, well, that's 5 down.
No, I'm just saying that's like in the
That's
6,
month
like 6
6,
years.
yeah.
You're right in 6.
But we got on hoodies and sweatshirts because this weather is like, bleh.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because our community, we have a community pool, and
It's a month
it
off.
opens Memorial Day weekend each year. Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. Who the hell is going swimming? And it makes
It's a
it
month off. The old adage is April showers bring May flowers, but it's been like May showers, like
Yeah.
a lot of May. What did it rain like almost half this month?
I don't know, but it ain't even so much the rain. It's the cold. It's chilly. It is chilly out here.
Yeah.
I had a very long ride for work today, and
Had the heat on?
no, I didn't turn the heat on. Do the heat run up your gas?
No.
No, I
No
didn't.
more than faster than the air. People think the air run gas out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Usually, if I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to turn on one or the other. And I wasn't completely uncomfortable, but it was like I could have turned the heat on. I didn't because I didn't want to get too cozy and get sleepy. I had damn near a 2-hour drive. But anyway, I am good. Mentally, I'm a 9. Yeah, we'll get into that when we talk about our wilds and woes. But I'm good though. I'm a 9. You know, nothing wrong, no issues. I'm a 9. And financially, an 8. God always blesses us, and I'm extremely grateful for His blessings and allowing us to be a blessing to others. Work is good. Work is a 10. No issues there. You know, things are flowing. And yeah, I started my leadership program that I was nominated for.
Extended.
I'm not sure what that means.
Reaching out.
Yeah, I'm reaching out. I'm doing
It's been a while since you implemented something. What's going on?
Well,
I'm gonna need some implementation going on, like some new rules and regulations.
I start my leadership program this week, and
Okay.
you know, I'm gonna be learning some stuff.
So you're gonna bring it back and implement
Bring
it?
it back, yeah. Be ready for some implementations.
Changing some shit up.
And physically I'm a 9. You know, I feel I'm a 9. I'm an 8. I feel good, you know, for the most
Which one
part.
is you?
I'm an 8 because my damn knees, my legs have recovered, but my knees have not recovered from, you know, some weekend fun. And yeah, I'm an 8. How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I am a 9. Feel good. Nothing going on up top. Work is next?
Finances.
Finances 8. You know, God blessing us. We blessing other people. We always give the glory to Him. Work is a 9. Although it was a shitty morning today, work is a 9. I think you should have your piece in front of you, not on the side like that. But that's another story. Work is a 9, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm waiting for some time off. That's what I need from work. That's probably why I'm getting agitated early in the morning. If I'm agitated by 8:30, 9 o'clock, yeah, it's like time for a couple days off. And last but not least, physically, I feel great up until the start of the show. Then my goddamn arm started hurting, my elbow. But other than that, no way. I feel like a 9. So yeah, I'm good. I was in the gym today. My motivation wasn't there, but you know, God still gave me the strength to do what I had to do. So yeah, I just be acting like the person next to me is my motivation.
Yeah. God willing, my schedule will allow me to be there Thursday and Friday, or tomorrow and the next day with you. It's funny you say 8:30 in the morning. I don't like this elbow thing. 8:30 in the morning, you was feeling aggravated. I'm driving, left the house 7 o'clock to get to where I needed to be at 9 o'clock. I was like, I ain't been in like this early morning rush. I feel like I'm with the people. Like,
you definitely with the people at that hour.
Yeah, I mean, usually when I'm on the road, I might leave out the house like 9, depending on where I gotta be. Sometimes I might not leave out the house till 12, depending on where I'm going. But yeah, it was a further drive, so I left at 7. Actually, probably like 5-10 before 7, and yeah, I was like, this is like rush hour. Thank God wasn't no, the traffic was clear. Like, it was crowded, but it was moving. But it was like, I don't want to do that. I don't miss doing that every day. I do not miss being with the people. Wows and woes?
Wows and woes. My wow of, let me see, woes always go first. Woe of this week was, nothing bad happened this week, right?
No,
nothing bad. No woes. Nothing bad happened this week. My man Eddie wasn't at work the last 2 days. He was cleaning out his basement. So, whatever, that, being at work alone. Sometimes that's peaceful. And then sometimes you're like, damn, like, where my man's at. Wows, this week. Just being alive. Just being present, being alive, feeling grateful. Yeah, that's about it. What about you?
Babe, your hair is long as hell. I'm sorry, I was distracted. Like, your hair is so long.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So my woe, I'll say, people, you see those memes about how travel plans don't leave the group chat. So we had some tentative travel plans. My nephew and my sister got some big birthdays coming up, and this conversation started a while ago, the travel plans, and we was on board, we was down. And, like Black people do, they don't move fast enough and things. So it just kind of got down to the last minute where it just didn't work out. It didn't leave the group chat, like they say. And I was a little bummed today because I found out, my nephew was a little disappointed, because he was saying he wanted to, celebrate with his aunts and his uncle there. I mean, him and his mom still gonna have a good time, and I know they have a great relationship, but just knowing that he was a little bummed, it's like, damn, I hate to disappoint him, but he know my heart. He know I love him. So I know he don't question that, but it was just like, damn, like, oh, I sent him a message, let him know, and hopefully we're gonna see him soon and still make it a good time, a good celebration for his birthday, when they get back. But yeah, that was just my woe. Like, damn, my baby, he's such a good kid. He'll be 21.
Kids look forward to shit.
Yeah, I say, but let me just say this. It's not like it was our fault. I retired as the family planner of things. I just be trying to follow other people's lead. Like, okay, let us know what the deal is. Let us know the details. And
the deets, as they say.
Yeah, give us the deets and let us, plan accordingly. Because, and my sister's, she's like, well, y'all financial situation is different, so y'all can do stuff at the last minute. You don't know what we got going on. And when you wait to the last minute in some cases, and that compound on other things, it just don't. Not only that, let's talk about flight prices. The closer you are to a date, the prices go up, and it just. Nevertheless, that was my woe. Just like, damn, I hate disappointing my baby, but we'll make it up to him.
I don't know what's going on with the flights and the airlines, but they sticking it up people's asses as far as like, I don't know what, and I'm just saying it's like what Trump can do, the president or whatever, but it's a lot of price gouging going on, a lot of like just foolish shit going on, especially with the Newark airport, the shit that's going on with them, the flights being canceled and delayed. The prices out the roof, like it's just something going on with that.
I think when something happens, they like put a bullseye on it. I don't think the Newark airport. It's not like
Did you see
right
the plane
now.
Today?
No.
That shit was 10 feet off the highway.
But see, I see that all like.
No, you never saw this. It's never happened like that in Newark before. It happened like it happens in the Bahamas.
Oh.
It was like 10 feet off. The cars were driving. Everybody filmed it. It was like, what the fuck is going on over there? They're usually way higher than this.
I mean, they get pretty close, but I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think, all the airports have their issues, but right now the focus is on Newark. But yeah, the prices are crazy. So that was my wow. Again, just hate any of my babies to be disappointed, but he knows I love him and we'll make it up to him. My wow was just getting a chance to spend some family time this weekend. My sister and her friends, they do a big Memorial Day cookout, and it was just a good time seeing that many people in one area. No drama, no violence. My baby was outside. He was on the block.
Came outside. I ain't hit the block in a long time. I had to show my face.
But it was a good time. And you know what I really enjoyed about it? Like, I looked up at one point, like, they was doing like the line dance and different stuff like that. But I looked up at one point and they was doing an electric slide, and it was like almost everybody. Like, you seen the dudes who earlier might have been standing, against the wall or, standing to the side. But when you seen everybody and like nobody was too cool to dance, it was just cool to see just a bunch of, young, old men, women, like everybody out there just smiling, having a good time. And I had to pause for a minute. So I'm like, wait, are they doing an electric slide? Then I jumped in it, and then more people started coming, but it was just cool just seeing, again, no gunfire ain't pop off.
No fights.
Yeah, it was a good time. So that was just, a while.
Out there shaking ass.
A good.
I seen some stuff.
A good.
Out there shaking ass.
A good.
Sierra out there shaking ass. I seen you. I seen your story, sis. Out there shaking ass.
A good summer kickoff. So that was a good summer kickoff. So that was my wow.
It was nice. It was cool. This is what, the third one they did?
Fourth, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to any of them, but I've dropped you off at one or two. But yeah, it was cool to be out there. I don't like large crowds. I definitely don't like large gatherings of niggas that I don't know. So my anxiety, and I can't enjoy shit like that because I'm from the street, so I'm always looking like, be alert, and it's hard to like put your guard down and enjoy and laugh and joke and turn your back on shit because you just don't know when shit gonna pop off, and that's just how I'm wired.
Would you say it was 100 people out there? Well, you weren't there by the nighttime.
I probably was 100 people when I was there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it might have got up to like 150. I'm gonna say I probably knew 10, but I mean, I know it's different for men than women. I mean, like, and the people who I didn't know, like, Sierra introduced me to a couple people, like, they're like, oh, this just is, or people knew I was her sister seeing me coming and going. But, yeah, I probably knew like 10 people. But
if you knew 10, I knew 5. I knew Sierra, you, her boyfriend, her other friend, and 2 of your friends. That's it.
Shanique.
Who that?
The girl she worked with.
Small head, bald head?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, you might have knew 6. Well, excluding me, you might, yeah. Yeah, but it was a good time.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. I was glad I stopped past and went.
Yeah, I was happy you did too. I know that social thing isn't your thing, and I've grown to accept that about you, that you are comfortable with who you are comfortable with.
Yes, I was about to say, I like to be social, but just social with people that I know.
Yeah,
because then I can be not.
But let me finish though. You have come a long way though, because even with people that sometimes you would not have wanted to. I don't know. I guess you would have been apprehensive about. Even in knowing some people, like, what the event was going to be like. Like, I don't think you hesitated, like, to come. I think you hesitated because we were coming separately, But, and it made me feel good because I have noticed that about you just in general, that, you become slightly, and again, we are, I don't want to say we're completely opposite because in some cases.
In that aspect, yes.
Not completely, because I don't always like to be around people.
I give you that.
You're right.
You will say I'm done. I'm peopled out.
Yeah.
I don't want to do shit. I give you that.
Yeah. So sometimes I like my solitude, or I like our solitude.
You didn't used to be that way, but you are now.
Yeah. But so that's why I said we're not complete opposites, but very spread out on the spectrum of being social. But if you were here on the social spectrum before, you're probably here.
Because
I might have been here, and I'm probably here.
I could be in a room or in the place and be listening and observing and be okay, and people will think he don't want to be here, or he look mean, or he got nothing to say. Like, and then that makes other people not want to be themselves, because it's like, what's his vibe? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would stay away from a lot of shit, but I do like to be. I can be social with people that I'm comfortable with, because again, my guard comes down, and I'm not worried about anything. I'm present in the conversation.
Yeah, and then my two girlfriends, we've been friends now more than half our life. They were there, and I know you've known them forever too. So that was it was a good time. It was a good time. So I'm happy.
Yeah, your newer friends, not that they're not long-term friends like Toya is a long-term friend, but since I've known you, it's been Tia and Jade.
Yeah.
So
if me and Toya have been friends for 20 years, Tia and Jade and I, we've been friends since we were 13. 30, yeah, almost 30 years. Yeah, almost 30 years. So yeah, it's been a long time. And then because Toya's youngest son is 19, so I knew her when he was in the belly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been And then you look like those are like the closest friends. Like I have other friends that I'm close with, but from different stages of my life. And it's funny because one day Toya was like, where do you know all these people from? But I'm like, it's different. Like a person like you and a person like Toya. Toya's been at her job almost 25 years. You've been at your job 25 years. I've been, in that time that y'all been at y'all jobs, I've been at, not 9, but 4. Okay, yeah. So you meet people along, so you collect a couple people along the way. Not a whole bunch of them, but you collect.
If I was in 25 years had been to 4 jobs, I wouldn't collect no people.
Well, but your story was different in those 25 years as well.
I know.
Yeah, your story was different. So that.
I don't like a collection of people.
It's nothing wrong with.
It's nothing wrong with
it. I like organic relationships. I never go into any environment seeking to make friends. I can go into a situation and have a great time. I can talk to strangers. We get along. I probably don't want to exchange information. Like we probably never have to talk again. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm not like, I have to like really be around somebody. That's why working with somebody or something, like being around them a lot. Like I don't want to like meet you and then like, oh, let's exchange numbers and then get to know each other.
But that's not what you present. Like,
no,
I don't.
I don't
present in a bubbly, inviting way where people are not thinking she is the dictator.
She don't want to be my friend.
Yeah, like she's the dictator of the friendship, but her presence dictates I want to be with friends. I want everybody to be my friend. I'm nice to everybody. I smile with everybody. I'm cordial with everybody, and that gives off, hey, she's friendly as hell. Like,
but that's what people have to know.
Get Natasha.
Being friendly is different than being friends.
I get that.
Yeah, that's
just saying you don't present that way.
At the end of the night, we don't gotta exchange information.
No,
like we may never see each other again. But that's why you find
yourself in situations where you're like, this person was talking to me and
I had enough.
Stop. Yeah, I just wanted it to stop.
I had enough.
Yeah, you should act like you get a phone call or call me. Like, be like, my husband calling. I gotta, Jesus Christ. FaceTime me real fast.
Right? You need to have that's why we need to have like a
FaceTime me real fast so I can step away for 5 minutes to kill this conversation.
Have 2-way pages. If I give you a buzz, that means call me. Speaking about friends, I guess this could be about friends. Going back, I know we've had a lot of conversations the last couple episodes about childhood, good and bad memories. What's the story about your first kiss? Do you remember your first kiss?
Yeah.
You look like you like thinking about it hard.
No, I'm not thinking about it hard.
Okay, tell me.
It was my cousin.
Oh boy. I shouldn't have asked this question.
Yeah, it was my cousin. So, yeah, we used to kiss when we was little. Me and Karanda,
Why would you say their names?
They're my cousins.
But maybe they don't want people to...
Me and Rachel and me and Marquita. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay.
We were kids. We were like fucking 9, 10, 11 years old.
So was y'all like, kissing? Or was
like
y'all
pecks
using
on
tongue?
no fucking tongue.
Okay.
Like pecks on the lip, like behind the newspaper, like, or behind a book or some shit.
Okay, all right. That's,
At Nana house.
Kissing cousins was a thing. Let's move it up a little bit. Do you remember your first, like, tongue kiss?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all.
Wow.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
And I wasn't like one of them nasty ass niggas that kissed a whole bunch of girls. Like that wasn't my bag. But I don't remember the first kiss. I mean, I'm 47, so I was having sex at 13. And I might have been kissing girls, 9, 10, 11 years old. We used to play catch a girl, get a girl, Daytricia. Remember what her daddy did to me?
Yeah.
He put the fucking scare in me. So, it was the thing. Yeah, I was in them streets young. How about you? Was it your first boyfriend?
No, that wasn't my first kiss. I remember my first kiss.
Was it on Gordon Street?
No, I lived on
No
it
shit.
wasn't.
I know where you live. I'm just saying, was it?
No, it was in Fitzsimons in the hallway on the first floor. Like, you know how the auditorium, like the wall, like the doors were
all that. Who was
recessed. I don't want to say his name because he's a known person. Like, you would know if I said it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't care. It was Shark. You remember from used to live around 23rd and Sergeant or 23rd and Cumberland?
Do I remember? Oh yeah.
Yep, I was in the 6th grade, and it was like the end of the. I remember it was like the end of the school year, and kids was just running the hallway. I don't know if kids was cutting class or it was the end of the day or train. I don't know, but I remember being a lot of kids in the hallway, and he just like kind of pulled me to the side and like we kissed, and we was already like boyfriend and girlfriend anyway, kinda. But I remember he played me because it like I said, it was the end of the school year. So summertime comes, I'm home. He was, in the street since he was young. And I remember one of my good friends, my best friend at that time, we were young, and they lived near each other. And I remember we were on the phone, me and him, and I think like he was telling me that he loved me, and I was saying, I love you too. Mind you, we're 11, 12 years old. And all of a sudden I hear all these people like giggling like he had me on a 3-way, was trying to play me. I never talked to him again. I ain't play that. Don't try to play me. Don't try to like embarrass me, like even as a kid. Like, no, matter of fact, I was 11. Yeah, because I wasn't 12 yet. 12 with the
I bet you I can get this bitch to say I love you.
Yeah, I think that was the conversation.
That's what boys did.
And yup. And it was like, nah. And who tried to play me? Like, people on the phone. But yup, I was 11 years old. That was my first kiss.
I'm trying to like go backwards. And I can't, it's like a gap. Like I can't even remember. Like my first tongue kiss. Nah, I can't.
That's good.
So y'all had a tongue kiss in the hallway?
Oh, God.
Huh? Get the fuck out my sight. Get out my sight, man. I'm fucking 11 years old.
I'm going to be hearing about this.
What the fuck is going on?
All night long and probably for the next
with fucking
week.
Fish. The fuck out of here.
And probably for the next week, I'm going to be hearing about this. Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Motherfucking tongue kissing in the hallway. Y'all see what I had to straighten up. This is a great segue. If you could get away with any crime.
Is that a crime?
If you could do a crime and get away with it, what would it be? I can't believe. Never mind.
Oh my God.
Never mind.
Do we need to take a pause?
No, I'm just kissing fish. The fuck out of here.
I hate to say this. It sounds a little cliche.
A little murder?
No. I wasn't going to say that.
Thought you had a little taste for a little murder.
No. I would rob a bank, but
really?
like all like a big bank and a whole lot of money, and not just to be greedy. Like I would give
Like the
some
Federal
away.
Reserve?
I would take care of people. Yeah, like
Brinks truck.
like they don't always have as much money as people think, but yes, like I would.
Dudes just robbed a Brinks truck 2 weeks ago. Got $1 million.
Yeah, I need like maybe 60 mil. Like I got some people to take care of, you know, some people.
We never heard about those guys in West Philly that robbed the Brinks truck and got $30 million.
Nope.
Remember?
No.
We never heard a peep out of that.
Again,
Nope.
Yeah, so yeah, I would rob some money and just to help some people. I know God.
That's why you would rob it, to help some people?
Well, I mean, for us too. I'm not.
That's first.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're not like robbing for.
Yeah.
We're not fucking
who?
Robin Hood.
Yeah, I was gonna say Peter Paul. Robin.
We're not Robin Hood.
But I would help people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be my crime. What would be yours?
A little murder.
Mm.
Yeah, a little murder. See what that's like. I mean, you know, I wouldn't. This is something.
Just the people that deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go on like a Jeffrey Dahmer type thing, but it'll taste wet the beak a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah. I've done what you did, so I don't need to do that no more. I've done what you said, so I don't need to do that no more.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, murder. Why would you murder? Would you murder who I think you would because of me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a great segue into another question.
12 pieces.
Yeah. Do you think time heals?
You was 11?
I was 12.
12 pieces.
Do you think time heals all wounds?
Does time heal all wounds? I think it can. I think it's an individual circumstantial thing, but I think it can, depending on what the egregiousness of, you know, the event that happened that, you know, both parties are upset about. So I think it can. It's tough though. It's tough because time can heal. Well, the question is all wounds. So no, it don't heal all wounds, but I think it can heal some wounds. Yeah. But all wounds for me, no. When it wasn't out when I was a kid, but when it's up, and that's as you get older, you want to protect your peace and not deal with certain shit, not deal with certain people. You know, it's a short time on earth. Some things happen to you, whether it be health problems or you go through bad relationships or whatever you go through, a tumultuous relationship with your kid or whatever you got going on, you start to see life differently. And everybody don't get to be 80 and 90. So why, be frustrated? Why argue? Why be in a family that you might feel is toxic? Why do any of those things? Why have a bad friend? Why have a friend who steals? Why separate yourself? Do what you want to do in your life and don't be around people that you don't want to be around. I learned that from my nana. I mean, I learned that in life, but my nana used to do that years ago. And I think back in her life, she was around people that she wanted to be around and she wasn't around people who didn't. I seen that lady sit there and be like, I'm not answering the phone because I know who that is. Or I ain't going over there because I know who's over there. And then so yeah, for me, no. How about you?
The same. It's crazy because when you started talking, we were talking about this the other day, how, when kids be crying and then like an hour later as their soul is settling and you hear and it like, not that I was crying, but I felt myself like do one of them because you think about some wounds and you think to yourself, like, I hope one day it doesn't hurt. And I think over time some things may not hurt as bad, but from my experience thus far, I'm still living, thank God. There are some wounds that are 30 years old and 30 plus years old, and it's like, how much more? If it ain't healed by now, I don't think it's going to. So my answer is absolutely no. I don't think it heals all wounds. It would be great to think like, okay, it's been 32 years. You got 5 more and then to be healed, but I don't think it worked like that.
No, it definitely don't work like that.
Like you got a little bit.
I don't know how it worked, but I know it don't work like that.
And then it's but it's like one of them things where you think to yourself like, okay, it hurts differently. It doesn't hurt as bad. But then, as soon as you think that, you may have a day where you think of something, you see something, you feel something, you hear something, and it opens back up, and you like, damn, it do hurt that bad. It just didn't hurt like this, maybe the last 6 months, maybe the last year it didn't hurt like this. But whatever happened in this moment, and I went down that, I did like this, and it's like, it opened back up. But
my biggest trauma in my life, you know what it is, and I know what yours is. I think about mine every single day. Do you think about your biggest trauma every day? Or because it speaks to what you just said, how sometimes you can go 6 months and not think about something, or then you could see or hear or a video game or a food or something could bring back a memory, and you'll be like, oh shit, that hurt just as bad as it did then, but I haven't felt that in 6 months. Is that because I'm partially healed? I got tools in the bag where I know how to deal with this shit, or is it just that's the healing part? Is that I don't think about it every day?
So 2 things. No, I don't think I think about it every day. But when I say it hasn't, not that I've gone 6 months without it hurting. I'm just saying. You like 6 months could pass and it hasn't been that deep hurt.
Gotcha.
Like, it's been times where for whatever reason, maybe a conversation, a movie or something, where I feel like I go back to that wanting to crawl up in your arms and cry. And that could be a long span of time between those moments.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't mean in between that it hasn't hurt. But I'm just saying, like, you can go and it's like, okay, the hurt is here. And for a while, and then something happens, and it's like, oh my God, it's back here again. So I didn't mean that it doesn't hurt, or I didn't think about it for 6 months. Now again, no, I may not think about it every single day, probably every other day, but like in small little ways of like hearing a name.
Is this something I was about to say, is this something you do intentionally, or is it something that just you see in the day?
You know what? It's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in another, right? Sometimes I feel like the social media, like even if you see stuff about like healing childhood traumas, it makes you think about your childhood traumas.
Right.
Or, you see stuff about just anything, a story about pedophiles, it makes you, so it could be that. And then it also could be isolation. Like sometimes when you're not engaging in social media, you just want to be by yourself with your thoughts, you just want to relax. It's
your
like
brain can go there.
Yeah, so I think it's just life, the world, like so many things can be triggers. You can hear a name, you could, like you said, see a video game, see bunk beds. Like it's just little things that you think about. You see somebody with a broken foot, see somebody with crutches, like all those little elements of that scenario can bring you. Yeah, not every time, but that increases the likelihood of bringing you back to that place. So again, it's not that I intentionally think about it, and I don't intentionally not think about it, because I don't think that is healthy either. Like, we learn from therapy, feel your feels, but just, try not to get stuck there. Sometimes a long car ride will do me in, and I'm like, let me.
She's talking about do me in.
Yeah, like, Erica, answer this damn phone. Ain't it your break time? Talk to me on this ride. Like she probably is the most reliable person I can get to answer the phone. But yeah, well, schools. I need to start calling the kids now when I got long rides. But yeah, so I mean, again, it's not intentional or unintentional, but I don't think that time. Like, and I think about, like, I know you're hurt. But I also think about people who have lost, like, I know a couple women in my life who've lost their moms, who they were extremely close. Somebody who, she's like a mentor. I used to work with her. Lost her mom years ago. I never knew her mom. But the post that she posts, like when it's her mom's birthday or Mother's Day, it just like, it's not even that it's so sad, but the way she speaks so highly of her mom and like how much they looked alike, how awesome, and people will comment and say like how awesome her mom was. It breaks my heart because it makes me feel like that was one of them relationships where like she had a good mom or like they were like this.
Carlos Miller has a clip that's going around when he speaks to that, and he's like he's like, I thought I was a man up until my mom, when she passed, he was like, and we was close, we talked a couple times a day, but nothing feels the same anymore. And it was like, damn, those people who are extremely close to their mom, who talk 4 or 5 times a day, he's like you, when I was talking about the tether, he's like, you feel like what used to have you here on earth is gone, and you just feel like you out there. And he's like, nothing feels the same. Like food don't taste the same. Like home don't feel the same. Like you don't even want to go back there because that person isn't there.
I feel like, and this is my own Tasha logic, it ain't no scientific backing to this. Death, I think, can cause a chemical imbalance in some people. It's like, that's like, I think the not just death, but the grief of it, like, I mean, we know, like, some people may need to be hospitalized or something, depending on the gravity of their grief. You fall into a deep depression. Some people, Angus Cloud, the actor who took his own life after his dad died. Like, we know that it definitely can cause mental health issues. But I think even if it doesn't go that far, it does seem to create like a that amount of grief creates some sort of, maybe not chemical imbalance, but it like throws you off your kilter. Like it definitely creates an imbalance.
For the people who lose a close parent, lose a child, a spouse. Yeah, those things can fuck you up, because it's, that's the person you chose, that's the person you made, that's the person that made you. So those things, they really can fuck you up.
I think that, and this may sound a little selfish, the death of like someone close to me, my spouse, my kids, my siblings, my best friend, I am like, that's the most thing in the world that I'm scared of. And I say it's selfish because I'm afraid of how it's gonna hurt me. Like, of course, I don't want nothing bad to happen to them. I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want their life to end. But that amount of grief, like, you know how I am, like, about being sad. Yeah. Like, I don't, like, that is an amount of grief. As much as you see other people go through that when, like, it's really heavy, it's like, whew.
It bothers. Like, it bothers me too to think about shit like that.
Yeah. It's like that amount. I just don't. That's just a lot.
Not to morbid us out, but I was reading something, because you said loss of a parent, and we was talking about pedophiles, and I was just reading the thing about Tim Tebow and all the people he was watching in the city at one time share these pictures, and it was like 150,000 people at one time within a half hour that was sharing these pictures. But the statistics was saying like how a person that was molested, they ultimately 43% of the time reoffend. Right? So it was like, okay, I thought the number would be higher, but it was almost half that would reoffend. And then it said it's a stat in there that threw me for a loop, because it said a person that's molested by a man 36% of the time will reoffend. A person that's molested by a woman 11% of the time they will reoffend.
Now, when you say a person, are you talking about men and women?
Yeah, a child.
But a boy or a girl?
Both.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if a woman molests 11% of the time, that person is likely to molest. If a man molests, that's 34% of the time that person will. But it also said that if a child loses a parent, that was the outlier. I never even heard that before. The loss of a parent can cause somebody to molest a child. And I was just thinking, like, what the fuck is the correlation with that? But until you said that kind of grief, it throws your chemical imbalance off. Like, that's got to be a real thing. Because I never even heard that when you looking at like a predator or child molesters or anything like that. But it said like 12% of the time, if a young person loses a parent, 12% of the time they can go into some shit like that.
That's wild.
And it was like, damn, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, you know, it's one of them. It's a gift and a curse. I think it's good that they're like, I guess, trying to do some research into a predator's mind. But I think the most important piece is for parents, caretakers, loved ones of children to be vigilant in this kind of stuff. And here I was watching, I think he was a psychologist, or I want to say I think he was a psychologist, and he was saying 5 things he would never let his child do, and one of them he said was sleepovers. Like, and as a kid, I never spent the night over a friend's house. I remember being in high school and one of my friends had like a birthday thing or some kind of thing at her house, and my dad,
shut that down.
No, I went, but like he stayed, and it was like, why are you here? Like,
overnight?
No, I didn't stay overnight. I just was there for like the evening, but it was just
in the car smoking weed and shit.
I think he sat in the house, but it was just weird, and I say that to say, as a kid, I didn't understand like why we weren't. I didn't understand, and then I did understand. Well, I didn't understand, but then I did understand. Yeah, but
I didn't mean to say that out loud, but
yeah, we know it was other he had other motives, I'm sure. But I didn't understand, but I did at a certain point. But as it like with our kids, they don't get why my sister might say you can go to you might be able to go to your friend's birthday party depending on the situation, but I'm going with you, but you're never going to a sleepover. Like, that's not ever happening. And so I say all this to say, all the research they might be doing into the minds of a predator and all that, great for science purposes, I guess, for investigators purposes, profilers purposes. The most important piece is for people to protect their kids.
Yeah, and
I sometimes the parents are the predators.
I was going to say, I agree with you, but in that thing it said the stat more than half the time a kid is molested, it's by family. Yeah. So when you say family should be watching out, they not. Yeah. And that's the fucked up part. If I couldn't provide, would you look at me different?
No. You mean like ever from the beginning, or like something happened you can no longer provide?
Like I just lost my gusto.
No, I wouldn't look at you different. One, I would.
I'm not gonna put that out there like I'm hurt or injured.
No, I would be deeply worried because I know how much being a provider means to you, financially, physically, sexually, emotionally. Like, I know, and more than, not to say money is the most important, but I know, in terms of being a provider, financially, that's extremely important to you. So if you couldn't, because like you said, you lost your gusto, you were down in the dumps or something was going on, I would be more, no, I wouldn't look at you. I would look at you different in the sense of, I got to get him some help, but not like, all right, I'm going to take care of us. We're going to be all right. You get the help that you need. And whether that means like, you'll never go back to being the provider that you were, I'm just going to need to make sure that mentally you're okay.
Calling a lady?
I'm definitely calling a lady. I might call a lady, tell her meet us at the hospital. Like, this ain't a sofa appointment. Like, I'm signing the papers. He got a 72-hour hold. Something happened. A switch. Because I know that's just not you.
He lost his gusto.
Yeah. Now, again, okay, I'm not the primary financial provider in our home, but, I do good. Mm-hmm. If I felt like, babe, I just can't work right now. I'm just going through something, and I just need 6 months. And
I give you 6 months.
You give me 12 months?
Reluctantly. That would be tops.
Okay.
After that, it would be like.
What if it was like
6 months? If you ask for another 6 months, it would be like you to get 6 more months, you just can't purchase things. Like nothing. Nothing. Like groceries. That's about it, but you don't need anything.
What if it was like, babe,
you might get your nails done 3 times in 6 months.
What if it was like, babe, I just want to like go volunteer.
Go.
But there's no money. Oh, that's
that
all.
means you ain't making no money. So that means you tame asking for money. You know you're not making none. There's some, but just tame asking for it. That's all.
I appreciate the,
but yeah, if you was like depressed or you was dealing with grief or some shit like that, yeah.
I appreciate the 6 month sabbatical. I'll keep
Plus,
that
I
in
know
my back pocket.
You corporate, you check out anyway. You get a little bit on the back end. I know how it works. I ain't really out in the out in the ditch here. We get a little bit on the back end, so we'll be all right. 3 grams. Travis Hunter, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, so
he
he's the second pick,
and
he married his girlfriend of his high school sweetheart, and she's white. In the past, she has tried to make it about her and his biggest moments leading up to his stardom. He's probably made about $10 million in his NIL money, and he's probably going to get a $40 million contract. They posted a picture, just married, no prenup. And a lot of people are talking like, hey man, like this is kind of like how you get caught up like that. Like maybe when you're young, you kind of have that innocent love of you're going to be together forever. And why don't you just protect yourself and protect her? But if we had a son who was a star football player going out like this, and he was grown, and he had a girlfriend who was white, and he was getting married, and we was being supportive and all that, you can't not let it go on. But would you be aware of what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or would you just be like, that's our son, he in love, let him do his thing, even though he about to, get...
It's not even so much he in love. He's an adult, and we can give our input, but he got to make his decisions. I don't think anybody should enter a marriage with a divorce plan. Yeah, and I get it when people talk about, well, protect your financial assets. That's in the case of a divorce. And I mean, the conversation would be bigger than just about the prenup. Like, is this the right woman? Is she God-fearing? Have y'all done y'all premarital counseling? Like, so it will be bigger
that's not
than
necessarily true though, babe. What if you like buku rich and you marry somebody and you want to protect yourself and them? Because how I look at it is a prenup not only protects me if I got $10 billion and I'm just meeting you, and I don't know if you like me for my money or just for me, so I'm gonna protect me. But if I am head over heels for you and in love with you and I think the world of you, let me make this decision now to do a prenup where I protect you. Because if we do break up or we do split, I'm gonna be emotional, I'm gonna be angry, so I might not want to give you anything. And you'll be out looking for a house, or you might have our kids. Anything could happen. But in this moment now, I love you and I care about you and we in bliss. So let's make the decision now that if something happens between us, you get this. Mm-hmm. And you're protected and I'm also protected. And we can put a stipulation on it like, hey, in 15 years, if we're still together, this shit is canceled. Because then we know like we're going to be together.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it. I just, that's a different perspective. I've never heard it put that way.
Because, again, if I'm all upset and we about to get a divorce, you're emotional, I'm emotional, you mad, I'm mad, you're going to be wanting money, and it's like, nah, I ain't giving her nothing, or I'm going to be fighting it. And it's like, now, if we in love and we about to get married, you sign this paper that says, if something happened, you get this.
I feel like I just got gaslighted. Like,
why the fuck? It's not gaslighting. That's what you really want to say. Doesn't that make sense?
It does, but
like we sitting here now about to get married and go on our honeymoon, and we sign this prenup. This says if something happened between us, you get this, and in 15 years, if we still together, it's canceled.
It definitely sounds good. I mean,
and a girl would be like no, and then we get into a fucking heated argument, and we about to get divorced, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I want some money.
Yeah, I mean, you put it that way, it does sound good. I mean, but again, if it was our son, grown people gonna do what grown people do. We can give our input, and they have to make the decision for themselves. He doesn't have family, or does he have family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. His mom is heavily involved in his career.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wish them the best. I hope that 20 years from now, they can look back and be like, ha ha ha, you remember all the naysayers, and look at us living in bliss. That's what I truly hope and wish for anybody that gets married. Like, marriage is a beautiful thing, and I know being that young, it can be looked at as, oh, you rushing into it, you making a mistake, but God didn't intend for people to be out here thotting and bopping until they 30, like, piling up bodies and then deciding to, and this ain't no shade, I have a past too, but I'm just saying that wasn't the intent for people to just, live your life. Like, this is why our not our grandparents, well, my grandma got married, I think she was 17, maybe 18. But again, this is why they was getting married young, and they was together for 60-something years. Like, and I ain't saying my grandma was innocent. She might have been thotting and bopping before my grandpa. But the intent wasn't for people to be out here living their best life and then trying to settle down in their 30s. So the fact that they're young, I salute.
I think it's
hope it works.
A good thing for him about to be running into all this money to get to have a wife and settle down, so that you don't get caught up in these snipers out here, these young girls.
Hey, but it doesn't mean
I just
that.
hope that she's not. No, I'm saying it's a deterrent. Like, take your ass home. You got somebody to go home to, so you should go home. So that's what I'm thinking he'll do. Go home. So in that way, I think it's good for him. It's just, I hope he married the right one, because again, there's been some leading up to this. It's like, oh, it's his draft day. Why are you trying to get in the front? Why are you trying to do all this shit? Or it's his time to shine. Like, why don't you just be his girlfriend and support him, and not trying to be in the camera or in front of the camera, or
I mean, and then it was a whole lot of conversation about that too, and people's their own POV, and he was comfortable with her actions. So I think
actually said he was comfortable with it. And again, if he's comfortable, I'm comfortable. It's just a conversation that is he young, and is he doing the quote unquote right thing, or is he setting himself up for somebody to a year from now take half of his money?
I mean,
and it's like, okay, that's just a learning lesson, dude. But you just paid this girl $30 million, and you thought you loved her, you married her. Now look, and God forbid if you're on child support for the next 18 years.
It could be, but I hope that 20 years from now they could look back and be like, I
hope so too. Mm-hmm. And a lot of me, just to put that out there, he trolls a lot, and a lot of people thought he got a prenup. He just put that out there to troll. So that could be a possibility too.
Yeah. Well, you know how court records are like public record? Is that something that's not public record though? People couldn't find that out?
No, I think that's between private. Like your attorneys and shit like that. Lemon Hill shooting. We from Philly. I've been to a few cookouts and gatherings back in the Belmont Plateau days. We come back and hang out at Lemon Hill. Mm-hmm. Shot that shit up. These little niggas out there. The YNs, as they say. The
sad part is they were so young. Like these are babies out here.
Kill you out here.
And it's so sad. Guns. Like, on the contrary, me talking about, my sister and her friends and their cookout and how it being awesome and peaceful. And here you go 24 hours later, a cookout that was everything but that. People lost kids, lost their lives.
2 people died.
Yeah, they were kids. Shot. They were 16 and 17 years old. And then you got other people that were shot. But it's just horrible. And I hope that this is not indicative of what the summer is going to hold for Philly. You talk about so many great things. The Roots Picnic coming up, which is an awesome event. I never went. That kind of crowd scares me.
Live 8. Yeah, that's coming up.
They doing that again?
Yeah, they do that every year. Down at the Parkway.
You talking about the MIA?
I don't know. I think it was called Live 8 when Jay-Z did it the first time.
No, that was
What's the shit called at the Parkway?
Yeah, it's Made in America.
Made in America.
Yeah, Live Aid was the fundraiser for AIDS.
My bad. My bad.
But they canceled it last year. They bringing it back this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, again, so you have so many great events that are like iconic that happens, and it's like, you know, and I'm not saying a Memorial Day cookout was iconic, but just it would have been so awesome if people got together and you look back and was like, damn, everybody had a good time. It wasn't no riffraff. And that just wasn't the case.
The fact that you got young kids, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, that the gangsterest of gangster dudes knew back in the day not to shoot in a crowd. Like, I don't know what that's about now. Like, kids just be like, oh, he over there. But it's 35 people between you and him, and they pull out an automatic machine gun and just shoot.
And let's not forget to mention the cops are right there.
Yeah, like, the police are right there. We saw that before when the cops was breaking up that fight, and the dude walked in the middle of the crowd and shot the ground. Yeah. Like, people just have when they say zero fucks given, like, people don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about their life. They don't give a fuck about your life. They don't give a fuck about shit except what's going on in their life day to day. Yeah. Not next week, not this, from hour to hour. It's 4 o'clock. What's happening between 4 and 5? I don't give a shit about nothing else. I ain't worried about 6 o'clock tonight. I might not make it there. Like, what's happening now? That's what people's. It's almost like the same thing social media did, like having that short attention span. Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Now it's a whole list of shit that you don't give a shit about. Or they
don't care about their own lives. Yeah. That's what it is. And you know, it's one of them things where, you know how like as we get older, you're like, I can't be in the streets fighting. And people's reasons might be different, but you know, I got kids at home, or I got a good job that I don't want to lose, or I have a home, or, you know, if you're in the car, like, I can't be getting into an altercation. I got a nice car. Like, everybody's might be different, but you have something that kind of checks you, like puts that fear check into you that stops you from acting a fool. These kids, it's almost like they have nothing to live for. Then they could say, oh, I got parents at home that I don't want to disappoint, but the lack of respect there, they don't care about that. And again, they don't have any dreams, any hopes, any ambition. It's not like, oh, I got a college scholarship, so I can't get into trouble because I might lose that, or I got a football game Sunday, so I got to make sure, you know, I'm safe and I'm training for that. That's why these kids need activities. They need
have a life
motivation.
Well,
yeah, because they take that for granted. Just having a life, they feel like the entitlement, like ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Yeah, they feel like they don't have anything more to live for or to stop them from doing the things. It's sad. Up. You know who else has ZFG? Zero
fucks to give?
Yeah.
Trump.
Yep.
Trump pardons. So far, Trump is handing out some pardons in the middle of his term. This is still the first year.
This the beginning. Yeah, it ain't even been 6 months.
He pardoned so far NBA YoungBoy last night. He pardoned the Chrissies, the white couple who did tax evasion, tax fraud, was sentenced to 19 years in jail. I think they only been locked up like 3-4 years. He pardoned them. And he pardoned Larry fucking Hoover. Like, that one is like, even if you doing a throwaway for the blacks, it wouldn't be Larry fucking Hoover. Like, it Larry Hoover, like.
What exactly? He in jail? I know he was a drug dealer.
He made the Crips.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was the starter of that.
Oh, okay.
Big gang. I mean, not the Crips. Not the Crips.
Larry
I'm sorry. Not the Crips. Don't, gang people, don't come at me. Not the Crips. The Gangster Disciples in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
The GDs. So, yeah, that's what he was the start of. And he was in jail for like over 30 years. And he had he was like Mumia. Like, had like 12 opportunities to come home, and
all that stuff.
They exhausted that shit and was like, nope. And then Trump just was like, yeah, let Larry Hoover out. That's not a problem. And I don't think it is. I think the dude like 80-something years old, if I'm not mistaken. He caused no riffraff, but he still got influence, especially if you go back to Chicago.
Well, Larry Hoover.
Larry Hoover. It's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 229 coming to a close. Y'all know where to find us. All the platforms. That's about it. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. We enjoy bringing y'all the show.
Who are you?
International Walk.
Who
are you?
It's Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
You fuck with us, you fuck with us.
If you don't, you should.
That was...
You wasn't smooth about it.